Welcome students once again. So we were discussing about different types of AC circuits, and now today we will continue discussing about it. Okay. So in last couple of videos we discussed and explained about AC circuits containing different elements separately, individually. That is, when AC circuit that is a pure resistive AC circuit means when AC circuit contains only resistor. Then purely inductive AC circuit means when AC circuit contains only inductor, and then purely capacitive AC circuit means when AC circuit contains only capacitor. This capacitor, resistor, inductor, all these are the bodies of the element by the bodies, and the properties are called resistance, inductance and capacitance. You all know. Today we are going to discuss about the AC circuit which will contain all these three elements simultaneously together but in series. So when these three elements are connected in a single circuit, when a single circuit contains these three elements, that is L, C and R, that is inductor, that is inductance, capacitance and resistance, then that AC circuit is called series LCR circuit. Okay, and there is some special condition in which this series LCR circuit behaves as a series resonant circuit, but for a particular condition which we will see in this video. Okay, so since it's series LCR circuit, you can see the diagram. This is a single circuit where the inductor, capacitor and the resistors are connected in series. Okay, so that's why it is called series LCR circuit. There is parallel LRC circuit also. Okay, but the parallel LCR circuit or parallel resonant circuit is not included within the syllabus. So here we will discuss only about series LCR circuit and series resonant circuit. So here you can see the inductor, capacitor and the resistors are applied, are connected in series. To get conductor, as you all know, we will have to twist the wire and give it the spiral shape. Capacitor two plates, whereas resistance doesn't indicate any sign. Whenever it is a straight conductor, it already contains the property inside it, but it is generally shown by this sign. Okay, and AC alternating voltage is applied in this circuit. You can see the voltage across the indicator, across the inductor is VL. Okay, the voltage across the capacitor is VC, and the voltage is the potential difference. Okay, across R. So VL, VC and VR. Okay, all these are voltage across A, C and R. Very easy. Okay, so now since by applying Ohm's law, we know that is VR equals to IR. In case of VL across, if we apply Ohm's law, then we will apply Ohm's law across resistor, capacitor and inductor. So VR equals to IR, VL equals to IXL, VC equals to IXC. What are XL and XC? We have already discussed in last video. That is XL equals to 1 by XL equals to omega is called inductive reactance. X equals to 1 by omega C is capacitive reactance. What is reactance? Reactance, we can say one kind of resistance. You may say that these are the siblings of the resistance, one kind of resistance. The function is the same, to oppose the flow of AC current. Okay, now from here directly we will move to the phasor diagram. Okay, now see the phasor diagram and try to understand. Gradually, steadily, very slowly, because we have already learned, we have already explained and we have already learned about the phasor diagram. So you can see this side. Okay, now this is x-axis and this is y-axis, this is negative y-axis. So first, now this phasor diagram will contain all three these, isn't it? That is resistance, inductive reactance and capacitive reactance. So first this line, since we will try to obtain the phasor diagram for VR, for a pure resistive circuit. Okay, so VR is equal to IR across R. So since we have already learned, we have already known that in case of pure resistive circuit, voltage and current are in phase. They are in same phase, no phase difference, because of V is equal to V0 sin omega t, I equals to I0 sin omega t sin omega t. There is no plus phi minus phi plus theta minus theta. So since in pure resistive circuit, or in case of resistance, voltage and current isn't it, are in same phase. So that's why they are okay. They have been indicated through the straight line. You can see, since they are same phase, there is no phase difference between them. So both Br and I, okay, lie on the same line. Okay, completed. Then we will see the phasor diagram of in case of inductive reactance. Okay. Now in case of inductive reactance or in case of pure inductive circuit, what did we see? We saw that in the case voltage is generally lead the current by 90 degree. It means voltage is ahead whereas current is behind by how much? Minus 90 degree, isn't it? Since I is equal to sin omega t minus pi by 2, isn't it? We have already seen. If you have not seen, so please go to my previous video and see. Okay. So in case of inductive circuit, your inductive circuit, voltage leads the current by 90 degree. Voltage is ahead, leads, current lags by 90 degree. So this is the phasor, isn't it? The VR, I or VL, VC, all these are rotating vectors. So these are called phasor. So the phasor vector current is in this direction. So voltage VL, the phasor voltage, that is VL is ahead of current by 90 degree. So that's why you can see by rotating anti-clockwise. By rotating anti-clockwise by 90 degree, this is VL. Why? Because in inductive circuit, voltage leads the current by 90 degree or current lags behind voltage. You can see very clear. VL is ahead, I is just behind down. Okay, so this is the phasor diagram of in case of inductive circuit. When in case of the capacitive reactance, in case of the capacitive circuit, due to containing the capacitor, what will be its phasor diagram? We all know is opposite to inductive circuit. That is, here current is ahead of voltage. Current leads the voltage or voltage lags behind current by 90 degree. So this is the phasor diagram. This is the phasor of the current. This tangent indicates current. But voltage is behind. How much behind? Isn't it? By 90 degree. Why? Because I is equal to sin omega t plus pi by 2. So current is plus pi by 2. So current is 90 degree ahead, whereas voltage is 90 degree behind. So there is no scope. So we have to draw by rotating the angle 90 degree clockwise direction. So this is VC. So very easy. VR and I in case of resistive circuit are in phase, they lie in the same line. In case of inductive circuit, voltage is lead the current by 90 degree, whereas in case of capacitive circuit, pure capacitive circuit, current is lead the voltage by 90 degree or voltage lags behind the current by 90 degree. Phase difference, always that is the phase difference. And phi is the phase difference. Okay. So now you can see VL, VC, VR. Okay. Now if VL is greater than VC, it means if inductive voltage, the voltage across inductor is greater than voltage across capacitor, then what would happen? Obviously, then the resultant vector will be VL minus VC, VL minus VC, VC, VL. So the resultant vector will act in this direction, VL minus VC. This is plus VC, addition of vector. So VL minus VC means you will have to add the opposite vector of VC with VL. So if this is plus VC, this will be minus VC. So this is VL minus VC will act in this direction, isn't it? Just like moving lift in the upward direction, weight acts in the downward direction, reactional force in the upward direction. Resultantly, the lift is moving in the upward direction, so the net force will act in the upward direction. That is R minus mg. Very clear. So VL minus VC acts in this direction. If VL is less than VC, or it means VC is greater than VL, no problem. In the case OC, here OC is equal to VL minus VC. If VL is less than VC, in the case it will be VC minus VL. Then in the case VL minus VC is in this direction OC, otherwise in the case VC minus will be in the downward direction. Clear? So now we can see this is VR, this is VL minus VC. Both represents two sides. Now if we complete, isn't it, a parallelogram, isn't it, or a rectangular parallelogram, then according to parallelogram law of vector addition, if we complete, isn't it, if we complete this, the parallelogram, isn't it, the diagonal will represent its resultant voltage. You have already learned in the chapter scalar and vector. If two adjacent sides represents two vectors, then if we complete a parallelogram, the diagonal between their point of intersection, from the point of intersection, will represents their resultant vector. So since this is VR minus VC and this is VR, two sides, okay, represents two vectors. So if we complete the parallelogram, the diagonal between them will represent their resultant voltage. It is in case of VL greater than VC. So that's why the parallelogram or the rectangle whatsoever, it's the parallelogram you will say. So there is no rectangular block. Okay, this is parallelogram, though it looks like a rectangle. But if VC is greater than VL or VL is less than VC, then the vector will be in this direction. That is VC minus VL. Then the parallelogram, okay, the diagram will be in the down of the x-axis, just below the x-axis. And it is in case of VL minus VC, VL greater than VC, resultant vector acts in this direction. If VC is greater than VL, then the resultant vector would act in this direction, VC minus VL. So the parallelogram would have been okay, would have here in the graph, no problem. So now the applied voltage. Now the applied voltage equals to resultant vector of VR and VL minus VC. As I said, according to vector parallelogram law of vector addition. So this is A and B. So if two vectors A and B, then the resultant vector R is equal to root over A square plus B square plus 2AB cos theta. Here the angle between them is 90 degree. So cos 90 0. So plus 2SB cos 90, isn't it? V R square is equal to A square plus B square plus twice AB cos theta. Cos 90. Look at the angle between these two vectors, 90 degree. So third part disappears, 0. So only we have A square plus B square. So R square equals to A square plus B square. So R is equal to root over A square plus B square. It is A and it is B. Now here what will you do? Just substitute the values from here. So VR square is equal to I square R square plus BL IXL minus IXC. But there is a square, so I square will come out, XL minus XC square. Then from both I square and I square common, so if you take it out, square root, okay, square root of square means that quantity I. So root over R square plus XL minus XC square. So this is the voltage. Now current, okay, now current I is equal to V by R. V equals to I into this, so I is equal to V divided by this, okay, is equal to V by Z. Now look at an interesting factor. Just compare this equation, isn't it? V equals to I or I is equal to V by. So this, if we compare this equation with the traditional Ohm's law, okay, that is conventional Ohm's law, this is nothing but, it represents nothing but resistance square, Z equals to root over R square plus XL minus XC square. So we have got a new term, it is called impedance of circuit. Impedance. Then what is impedance? A new word, isn't it? Critical word. Name is different, okay, but meaning is the same. Now the word impede. What is the meaning of the name? What is the meaning of the word impedance? This impede. Impede means the same as resist. Impede means to oppose, to block, to stop. Has same meaning as resistance. That is resist. Resist means to oppose, to block. Impede means the same. Meaning is the same, terms are different. It is just like the synonym in English language, isn't it? Nearest word, that is a single word of so many names. Meaning is the same. So what is impedance of circuit? So what is impedance of circuit? What is its function? Its function is as same as resistance. Means to block. It creates opposition. It blocks. It prevents opposition. It offers opposition to flow of AC current in the circuit. Okay. But what is the difference? Difference is that here it is formed jointly, combinedly by all these three elements. L, C, R. Function of resistance is to oppose the current. Function of inductive reactance is to oppose the current, to flow oppose the current. Inductive capacitance also offers opposition of flow or current. So single opposition, now it is 3 times opposition. 1 plus 2 plus 3. So the opposition offered by the AC circuit to flowing the current combinedly by the inductor, capacitor, resistor is called impedance. Clear? In case of pure resistive circuit, which is responsible? Only resistance creates hindrance. It act as an obstacle, which don't let the current to flow. It block the current, opposition to flow. Inductor, in purely inductive circuit, inductive reactance performs this job. In capacitive reactance, in pure capacitive circuit, capacitive reactance performs this job. Don't let, okay, it doesn't let the current to flow, it opposes the current. But in Z, all three are present, isn't it? So it means blocking, the opposition increases 3 times. It is called impedance of circuit. Clear? Because impede means to resist and block. So we can write Z is equal to R square plus omega L minus omega C square, putting the value of XL, okay, and XC from here. Now we will find out phase difference. Phase difference, that is tan phi. Okay. Now what is tan phi? Isn't it? That is in case of vectors, that is tan phi is equal to B by A. That is B by A. So VL minus BC by VR in this case, isn't it? VL minus BC, that is, isn't it? VL minus BC. the resultant vector B is equal to root over. So tan phi is equal to B by A. Angle between them, B by A. So B by A, what is BL? BL is equal to, what can I say? This is IXL or I omega L. BC is equal to IXC. Then both I cancel, isn't it? Then BR is equal to IR. BL is equal to IXL. So at the top it will be IXL minus IXC, and here IR. So I cancel. So we will have XL minus XC by R. Then XL is equal to omega L minus omega C by R. Very easy putting the values. Now from this we can have some conditions. Okay, so let's discuss conditions. Condition number 1. Now if omega L is greater than 1 by omega C, it means if inductive reactance is greater than capacitive reactance. Clear? That is XL greater than XC. Then what would happen? The value, since it is greater than this, so it will be greater than 0. So phi will be positive. What? Tan phi will be positive. So phi is positive. Phi is positive means, isn't it? Purely L circuit, means purely resistive circuit. Why? Whose expression is this? Voltage. Look at this. This is the expression of voltage, not current. So here voltage is plus, phi is plus, isn't it? Phi is plus means whether it is plus 90 or minus 90, it will be plus in the expression of voltage. The voltage is ahead, isn't it? It's not current. If current is plus, then it would indicate capacitive circuit. Go to my previous video and just verify it. Okay? Phi is plus. Now here phase difference is plus. It means voltage is ahead. Since all these conditions are based on VL minus VC VR on the resultant voltage, not current. Clear? So phase difference is plus. So phase difference makes the voltage ahead. Clear? This is the phase difference. This is the equation. So this plus, phi plus, is in the expression of the voltage expression of the resultant AC voltage. Clear? Resultant AC voltage. So here voltage will be plus. Voltage will be ahead by plus phi as compared to current. So it means when voltage is ahead, this is purely inductive circuit, that's a pure L circuit. If omega L is less than 1 by omega C, means if XL is less than XC, inductive reactance is less than capacitive reactance, or capacitive reactance is greater than inductive reactance, then obviously this is less, this is greater, so it will be minus. Voltage is minus, means current is plus, isn't it? Voltage was plus, voltage is minus. Voltage is lagging, current is ahead. It is purely capacitive circuit. You can, isn't it? Voltage is minus. Now the condition, third condition, very important. Okay, extremely essential condition as compared to other two. If omega L equals to 1 by omega C, means XL equals to XC, means if inductive reactance equals to capacitive reactance, this term will be 0 by R 0. Tan phi 0 means phi is equal to 0. Now no phase difference, isn't it? Just like purely resistive circuit, B equals to V0 sin omega t, I equals to I0 sin omega t. No plus phi minus phi, nothing. Both are in same phase, equally happy, equally unhappy. Both are either smiling or either crying. As I said, they are in the same phase. Then this is purely resistive circuit. Then in that case, what would happen? At point, put the value of omega L equals to omega C. So this term vanishes. This will be 0. Totally 0 since they are equal. So R is equal to root over R square means only R. Only R. This is the Z minimum. This is the minimum value of the impedance. Why minimum value? Why minimum value? Because Z is formed by combining three elements: inductor, capacitor and the resistor. So what could be the minimum value? All three cannot be 0. A, we can remove inductor by straightening the wire. We can remove the capacitor. R cannot be removed because it is not possible. It is not possible to create the zero resistance. Any conductor inside any circuit, there at least some little amount of resistance. It is okay. It is not possible for any object just like massless. Okay, in our daily life, it is not possible for any object moving having a velocity equal to the speed of light. So many things. It is not possible. At least some amount of resistance will be present there. Just like pulley also, it is not possible that is input and output will be same. So that's why mechanical advantage is always less than 1, as we all discussed, due to friction and between its parts. Okay, some amount of energy is lost at the output. So mechanical advantage and efficiency always less than 100%. It is same case here. Whenever there is a circuit, it will consist of conductor. The conductor will obviously, due to its inherent property, obviously will have some resistance. It is not possible to obtain the resistance-less circuit. So it is Z minimum. L0, C0, so Z minimum equals to R. So impedance is 0, opposition offered by the current is 0, minimum. So current will be maximum. Isn't it? Current is maximum because impedance is just drops down to 0. The total impedance was offered by due to L, C, R. L, C is just removed, disappears, vanishes. Only is turned to, this is the minimum. It means it is turned into a simple circuit. It means, okay. It means only resistance. In that case, current is maximum. Clear? This is called electrical resonance. In this condition, the series LCR circuit behaves as series resonance circuit, not simple circuit as I say. When joining all these, okay, L is 0, okay, having inductive reactance and capacitive reactance, and if they are matches equal, without inserting them, it behaves as a simple circuit. It cannot be a series resonance circuit. But after inserting A and C, then if their inductive reactance and capacitive reactance are same, then in spite of having L and C in the circuit, it will behave as a, okay, its dimension will be just like pure resistive. This is called electrical resonance. I think you are very much acquainted, familiar with the term resonance, which you studied in class 10 in sound chapter. Isn't this what is resonance? It means when the frequency of the external applied force is exactly equal to the frequency of the vibrating body, isn't it? In that case, what happened? The vibrating body begins to vibrate with a larger amplitude, isn't it? And in case of sound, a loud sound is here. Exactly same thing is happening here. Here, current is maximum. There is no sound. But in case of musical instrument, current is loud. So electrical resonance. So what it happens? When the inductive reactance is equals to capacitive reactance. Only in the case impedance is 0, and that this is called series resonance circuit. Okay, it means when the frequency of the applied voltage is equals to the frequency of the circuit. Okay, frequency of the applied voltage, no phase difference, you can see phi is equal to 0. So when the frequency of the applied voltage is exactly equal to the frequency of the circuit, okay, then it is called resonance circuit, or it is called electrical resonance. Clear? So what is the condition of resonance? We have already learned omega equals to 1 by omega c, omega square is equal to 1 by LC, or omega is equal to plus minus over 1 by LC. But F is equal to FC is equal to 1 by 2. This is the mathematical expression. F equals to F0 means F is the frequency of the supplied or applied voltage, whereas F0 is the frequency of the circuit. It means it is just like F is the frequency of the applied or supplied voltage. We may assume it as the frequency of the external applied force, and F0 is the frequency of the circuit which are using. It means frequency of the vibrating body. Just compare all these. Okay, they are very much similar. External applied force, frequency of the vibrating body, frequency of the supplied or applied volt, frequency of the circuit. When these both are matches, 1 by 2 pi over LC, then the resonance occurs. And we all know in case of resonance, okay, loud sound is heard. Okay, but here current is maximum. Okay, now we will try to see the graph between current and frequency and impedance and frequency. You can see, okay, current, and this is the frequencies along x-axis, plotted along x-axis, current is along y-axis. Now in this graph you can clearly see F0. So this is the F. So this is F and this is F0. So when F equals to F0, you can see the current. You can see the current, peak of the current I maximum. But just like resonance, we also in class 10 we also learned that, isn't it? When both the frequency of the external applied force and the vibrating body matches, only in that case loud sound is heard. But if their frequency mismatch, it means if the frequency of the applied force and the vibrating body either less or equal, if the frequency of the applied force is less than the frequency of the vibrating body or greater, in both the cases loud sound cannot be heard. It can be also shown from here. Clearly see here, this is F, this is F. It means when F is less than, this is F0, this is F0, this is nothing but F, because this is the axis of F. So this is also the value of F, but here F is less than F0, means when the frequency of the applied voltage or supplied voltage is less than frequency of the circuit. In this case, current is less than maximum value. Here it doesn't occur the peak value, the peak position slightly below the peak position. Again, when the frequency is just greater than the frequency of the frequency of supplied or applied voltage is greater than the frequency of the circuit, then again it is less than maximum value. So what does it indicate? It means to get the maximum current, both the frequency of the supplied or applied voltage and the frequency of the circuit has to match. It's the frequency of the external applied force and the frequency of the vibrating body has to be matched. Only in that case loud sound is heard. Here is also. If it is less than or greater than, current will not be maximum. Only current maximum when both the frequency of supplied and the supplied voltage and the voltage of the frequency, okay, frequency of the circuit matches. Only in that case current is maximum, otherwise not. Then obviously current is maximum since the function of impedance was opposite, so it will be reversed. So to get maximum current, resistance should be minimum. That is the impedance minimum, you can see. If again, if F is less than or greater than, isn't it? If F is less than or greater than, then impedance increases, isn't it? Here impedance is minimum, but here if we get this value, if F is less than F0 or greater than F0, again impedance increases. It means impedance increases means it current reduces. It cannot reach up to its maximum value. Clear? So this is the series resonant or series LCR circuit. Okay. So far we have learned about L circuit, C circuit, R circuit, and here LCR resonant circuit or series circuit. Then okay, we have understood. Then what will you do by knowing all this? It means how will we get benefited by this? Okay, what is the application in our life? So it means we need to know its uses. Okay, we have learned LCR, CR, then what will you do by knowing all this? Will it be of any use in our life? Obviously. So this has a wide range of application in our life. Okay. So generally this LR circuit, SCR circuit, okay, L circuit, C circuit, and LCR circuit, generally you get so much benefit through this. First of all, you can see now this is generally used mainly in case of communication system in signal processing. Okay. To pick up a particular frequency from any complex frequency. Okay. So pick up a definite frequency from any complex or so many, what can I say, traffic frequency number 1, to determine an unknown frequency number 2. Number 3, it is basically used in TV and radio sets to tune and to match the frequency, the desired frequency, isn't it? We generally 92.7 Big FM, 93.3 Radio Ichi, by auto tuning, matching the frequency through resonance when the frequency of the substation and the frequency of the circuit matches, isn't it? Only in the case we can hear or we can see the particular channel. In between we cannot see, isn't it? In the radio you may have heard some desired noise. It is because of this match of the frequency. Until the frequency doesn't match, we cannot, the broadcasting of that channel we cannot, okay, it cannot synchronize. Okay, so through tuning, the auto tune, through the tuning of the TV and the radio set, it matches with the particular station. Okay, and it also used as a voltage amplifier, sound amplifier also, since it is resonance. So in case of musical instruments, by using LCR circuit and this, okay, when the frequency matches by applied voltage and the frequency of circuit, in musical instrument, sound, the intensity of sound is increased. It means in musical instrument it can be used as a sound amplifier. Voltage amplifier also, how? It can be shown through a very easy example. It means the voltage through VL and VC, though the supplied voltage has a definite value, but the voltage across VL and VC may not be same. Okay, may not be same like supplied voltage. Now suppose here the supplied voltage equals to 100 volt. Clear? Resistance is 5 ohm. Clear? Supplied or applied voltage is 100 volt AC voltage. Resistance of the circuit is, okay, 1 R. The resistance of the circuit is 5 ampere. When and suppose XL equals to XC equals to, what can I put value? 20 ohm. Since it's series resonant circuit, so the inductive reactance and the capacitive reactance will be same, 20 ohm. So from here we can find out the value of the current. So I is equal to V by R. V is equal to 100 by 5, it is 20 ohm. Very clear. So current flowing in the circuit is 20 ohm. Now we will try to find the VL and VC, that is voltage across inductor and voltage across capacitor. So now it is very easy. VL equals to I into XL. So what is the value of I? I is equal to 20 ohm. We have just find out, calculated 20 into XL. What is XL? 20. So 20 into 20 equals to, you can see 40 volt. VC will be also equal, since resistance I into XC, I 20 ohm, 20 400 volt. Isn't it? So just see what was the supplied voltage applied. V is equal to 100 volt. But what voltage have we obtained through VL and VC? 400. 4 times. It is nothing but voltage multiplication, that is voltage amplifier. So this is the use of series LCR circuit. Okay. So this is all about different types of AC circuit. Okay. So meet you in next video.